This is the Horse Radio Network.
Greetings, everyone. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily, episode 1405, brought to you today by Wintec Saddles. Today, Dr. Carrie Leeuw sits down with Horse Radio Network founder Glenn to answer this question. Does my horse need chiropractic care? And we'll get right to our tip after we hear from our title sponsor, Wintec Saddles. Wintec has been combining world-leading innovations and high-tech materials into lightweight, weatherproof, easy-care saddles for over 20 years. So it's easy to see why Wintec is the world's #1 synthetic saddle brand. The comprehensive Wintec range offers not only cutting-edge designs, but new standards in fit, comfort, and performance. Benefits for both you and your horse. For example, wide fit is no worry now, with the Wintec 2000 All-Purpose and Wintec Pro models now available in wide fit. And what about our much-loved off-the-track thoroughbreds and their famously tough-to-fit high withers? Wintec has them covered too with the Wintec 2000 High Wither model. I might mention right here that I've ridden in the Wintec 2000 All-Purpose saddle for years. The seat is just deep enough for a comfortable, secure fit, and the grippy seat means full seat breeches are an option, not a necessity. Plus, it's well balanced, so legs and seats stay where they should. Check out the entire Wintec line of saddles at wintec-saddles.com or visit your local retailer and sit in one today.
Dr. Carrie Leeuw graduated with honors from Cornell University and went on to get her veterinary degree at UC Davis. Well, hi, Dr. Leeuw, and welcome to Horse Tip Daily.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your background and where you are now and what you're doing now.
I am currently in the San Francisco Bay Area, and my practice focuses fairly specifically on chiropractic and acupuncture and herbal medicine for horses. So, yeah, on a day-to-day basis, I am treating a lot of athletes and a lot of just pets. You know, it ranges from Olympic competitors to the backyard horse. You know, they all sort of have a need in a variable way for what I do.
Cool. Well, that's so cool. All right, so what are we going to talk about for our first tip?
One of the first things I wanted to talk about was a lot of people call me and they know there's something going on with their horse. They're fairly unsure exactly what it is or why it's happening, and they don't know if a chiropractic appointment would be a good place to start. So here are a few things that might give people an idea if having me or someone that does something similar look at their horse.
Okay.
A first one would be any sort of lameness problem, because horses, as most of us know, are amazingly good at compensating. You know, it takes 3 hurt legs to make them limp on one. They do a really good job kind of keeping themselves safe and moving soundly even if they hurt. So any lameness issue would cause them to do a lot of compensation in the rest of their body. So that would be a big red flag. But most people don't have lame horses, or they would have already had the regular vet out and had them looked at. The less obvious thing would be asymmetry, which would be the horse moving differently one direction to another. Like most people are right-handed.
Right.
Most horses are actually left-handed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And with training, often they get more even. You know, they'll pick up their right lead when you're going to the right, a left lead when you're going to the left. But if you start to notice that your horse is having more trouble with one lead than the other, something could easily be out of alignment. The pelvis would be kind of a big one that would contribute to them not wanting to pick up a certain lead.
So how do you know? Okay, so we'll keep going, and then I'll ask that.
So things that just looking at your horse that might help you know it's asymmetrical would be like if it has 2 different size front feet, kind of a smaller upright foot and then a bigger, flatter front foot, because it's probably putting a lot more weight on the bigger, flatter foot.
Okay.
And with more horses, it's the left front that's the bigger, flatter foot. So left lead, left front's bigger, it's taking more weight. So we know that there's a lot of areas in the body that probably aren't as even as they should be.
Okay. How do you know when, okay, so I'm coming back to how do you know when to call the chiropractor and not the veterinarian, or do you always call the veterinarian? What do you do there?
Well, I am a veterinarian.
Right.
It depends on the client. But if there's a really obvious head bob and one leg is clearly hurt, it could be something like an abscess, which I certainly wouldn't tell someone, I'll adjust your horse's lower neck and they'll be sound.
Right.
Because there's something in the foot that's much more painful than just the neck being a little bit stuck. So with most chiropractic problems, it's not they're fine one day and then the next day they're really lame. It's a more gradual kind of problem that develops based on which muscles they're using and which ones they're not using, and they kind of get uneven, just like we get uneven because we all have a hand that is more dominant.
Now, do you get most of this sort of follows up that question? Do you get most of your new clients from referrals? Is that how they come to you? And do you actually have veterinarians that will refer you? Regular vets?
Yeah, I would say it's about 50-50. There'll be regular vets that will send referrals. Usually it's back pain because there aren't that many ways that we're taught in vet school to address back pain.
Mm-hmm.
And chiropractic is a really well-recognized way to help improve the comfort in the joints of the back. So I would say about half my referrals are from vets that notice back pain in horses, and then the other half would be clients noticing themselves that their horse is flinchy, or I'm going to talk about some more changes in behavior that they might have noticed that they called about, or a massage therapist that feels the horse is really tight in a certain area and they can't seem to get that freed up and think chiropractic work may help.
I was just going to ask you how you feel about the whole, massage, the massage practice out there, how you feel about that, but I think you just answered that in a way. You obviously feel it's a good idea. The massage therapist is what I'm asking about. Yeah. Yeah.
They do a great job. And one of the small issues is every state has different rules in massage therapy.
Right.
Some need to be supervised by a veterinarian. Some have to have a certain number of hours. Some have to be certified in people first. So you kind of run into problems where I wouldn't just trust any massage therapist with my client's horse. I really need to know their background and establish a trusting relationship, because you can do damage if you're not appropriately trained.
Well, yes, for people and horses.
Exactly.
Now, you also do dogs as well, I see.
I do. I do dogs as well. A couple of days a week. It's fun. It's just really exciting to see the change. Most animals are scared of the vet just because they've been poked and prodded, and you kind of get to establish this new relationship of they leave feeling better than when they arrived, and they like you, and that's part of why I love what I do.
Right, exactly. They're always happy. The horses, sometimes you can tell and sometimes you can't, but the dogs are always happy. Hey, so I think our tip then is basically, don't overlook the chiropractor and I think that is something that a lot of people, they probably have chiropractic treatments themselves and overlook it for their horse.
Exactly. And a lot of them will have their horse done before they even consider it for themselves.
Well, that is true. That's more the case, I think. Being a horse husband, I would totally agree with that. So, all right, great. So where can people find out more about you?
I have a website. It's www.equineholisticvetmed.com.
And that about wraps it up for today. This is Coach Jen, and I will be back again soon with another tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.